Hi, this is Christian, and welcome to NFL Updates Express, your weekly dose of NFL news. Coming your way, Week 6 predictions. Due to some issues in the creation of this week's video, there will be a few differences compared to previous weeks, but overall it should be a very similar video. So without further ado, it's the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants on Sunday Night Football. Eli Manning, Victor Cruz, and the New York Giants come to Lincoln Financial Field to take on the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday Night Football. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles and New York Giants, well, offense is not a problem for both of these teams. The problem relies on the defense. And whichever defense can step up in this game, matter of fact, will probably win the game. The Philadelphia Eagles are looking pretty good with their 4-1 start, and the Giants have also looked pretty good as well with their 3-2 start. This game could go either way for me, and it just depends on the play of the defenses. It will be a tough game, but I think Philadelphia at home will pull out the win. Dylan's prediction is the Philadelphia Eagles. It's the monsters of the Midway, the Chicago Bears, traveling to take on the Dirty Birds, the Atlanta Falcons, in the Georgia Dome. Now, this will be a great matchup when Devin Hester takes on his former team in the Chicago Bears, in which he nearly broke the all-time record in Chicago and eventually broke it here in Atlanta. The Chicago Bears are trying to rebound along with the Atlanta Falcons, with both teams losing last week. Chicago lost to Carolina after being up by 14 points. And also the Atlanta Falcons, they lost to the New York Giants. Both teams are very similar, with both the Bears and the Atlanta Falcons having amazing offensive pieces like Brandon Marshall and Matt Forte on the Chicago Bears, and Julio Jones and Roddy White on the Atlanta Falcons. Both teams' defenses need some work, but they both have pieces in order to cause some havoc against each other's quarterbacks. This will be a great game to watch offensively, and I think it will come down to the play of Matt Ryan versus Jay Cutler. And in this scenario, I think that the Atlanta Falcons at home will edge out the Chicago Bears for the W. Dylan's prediction is the Atlanta Falcons. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the Seattle Seahawks. Now, the Dallas Cowboys have surprised just about everyone in the entire NFL with their impressive 4-1 start. The Seattle Seahawks, on the other hand, have surprised absolutely no one, which everyone was expecting them to be good this season, but still, it is a shock that Russell Wilson is playing as good as he has and couldn't be in consideration for an MVP. Tony Romo and Dez Bryant, along with DeMarco Murray, have been terrorizing the NFL's best teams. The Seattle Seahawks Legion of Boom defense can make you look pretty bad if you're not careful. So Tony Romo will need to have to limit turnovers if the Cowboys want to win this game. It'll be a tough game for the Dallas Cowboys defense, even though they have played relatively well this season. But I think that the Seattle Seahawks at home will edge out the Cowboys for the win. Dylan's prediction is the Seattle Seahawks. Two teams headed in opposite directions, as the San Diego Superchargers and superstar quarterback Phillip Rivers take on the Oakland Raiders in the Black Hole. Now, this could be a trap game of sorts for Phillip Rivers, but if Phillip Rivers and the San Diego Chargers are on their game, they should get the job done in the Black Hole. But don't count out the Raiders. The Raiders have some pieces like Maurice Jones-Drew and Darren McFadden in the backfield, and if Derek Carr can exploit this Chargers defense, which has played well this season, then they might have a chance. The Raiders have not won a game this season, but they'll be looking to win for pride as they try to get back in some sort of playoff picture. The San Diego Chargers with Phillip Rivers have looked very dominant and could compete for a Super Bowl championship this year. We'll just have to wait and see. But overall in this game, I fully expect the San Diego Chargers to come out of this one with the W. Dylan's prediction is the San Diego Chargers. Let's check out the other games for Week 6. Dylan and I both agree that the New England Patriots will defeat the Buffalo Bills. The Patriots are looking pretty good after their win against the Cincinnati Bengals, and we both agree that that should continue against the Bills. Both of us agree that the Pittsburgh Steelers will beat the Cleveland Browns. Even though I think that the Cleveland Browns will put up a pretty good fight, I think it will be too much as Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown will pick up the win. We also agree that the Cincinnati Bengals will defeat the Carolina Panthers in Cincinnati. I think that the Panthers have a real shot to win this game without A.J. Green and Marvin Jones suiting up for the Cincinnati Bengals at receiver. But I think that Giovanni Bernard will be too much for the Carolina Panthers' run defense to handle. Now, we disagree on the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Tennessee Titans, in which I think that the Jacksonville Jaguars will pick up their first win of the season, but Dylan disagrees as he thinks that the Tennessee Titans will win their second game of the year. We agree that the Green Bay Packers will beat the Miami Dolphins. We both agree that the Detroit Lions will beat the Minnesota Vikings. We both agree that the Denver Broncos will beat the New York Jets. And we both agree that the Baltimore Ravens will defeat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, that game could be very interesting, and I could see a potential upset with Mike Glennon to Vincent Jackson being a good combination and trying to exploit this Baltimore defense. But I think that Baltimore will be able to sneak out with the win. We also agree that the Arizona Cardinals will defeat Kirk Cousins and the Washington Redskins, and we also agree that the San Francisco 49ers will defeat Austin Davis and the St. Louis Rams on Monday Night Football. Another week down in the NFL season. Let's recap Week 5. First, we had Thursday Night Football between the Green Bay Packers and Minnesota Vikings, with the Packers coming out on top 42-10. We also had the Panthers over the Bears 31-24, Browns over the Titans 29-28, the Eagles over the Rams 34-28, the Giants over the Falcons 30-20, the Saints in overtime over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 37-31, the Cowboys in overtime over the Houston Texans 20-17, the Bills over the Lions 17-14, the Colts over the Ravens 20-13, the Steelers over the Jaguars 17-9, the Broncos over the Cardinals 41-20, the 49ers over the Chiefs 22-17, the Chargers over the Jets 31-0, the Patriots over the Bengals 43-17, and the Seattle Seahawks over the Washington Redskins by the score of 27-17. Our prediction records for Week 5, Dylan's was 11-3, and mine was 9-5. Our prediction records for the entire year, Dylan is 46-28, and my record is 39-35. The game of the week was Panthers versus Bears, and the upset of the week was the Bills versus the Lions. T.Y. Hilton's monster game propelled the Indianapolis Colts to a 33-28 victory over the Houston Texans. J.J. Watt had a few deflections and he had a fumble recovery for a touchdown, but it wasn't enough as the Texans had to overcome a 24-0 deficit and try to play catch-up. But Andrew Luck, T.Y. Hilton, and the rest of the Indianapolis crew were able to hang on in Houston for the win. Both Dylan and my predictions were correct that the Indianapolis Colts would beat the Houston Texans.